Okay, so I am so glad I'm giving this talk. This is my favorite talk to give. And it's mainly about the signature set because I think the homemaker's too small. And I totally get why, on occasion, some people don't need an ultimate set. I'm not saying nobody needs it. I have pretty much 2 ultimate sets in my kitchen, if you count the set that I have and then all the random knives that are in the drawer because there's no more room in a block that I use all of. So can everybody hear me? Just like nod your head if you can hear me.
Okay. Your sound is good. We got you on a big sound stick, so we're booming. It's very nice.
Cool. Very cool. Love it, love it, love it. So the first thing, and Jay Brad, I might have you be my Vanna White and hold up a blue book in a little while, but for now, what I want to go over is like the importance of a set. Just shout it out, you guys. Like, why do people need to buy a set over like 1 or 2 knives? Why do you think? There's no wrong answer.
You get the full experience.
Full experience. Love it. What else?
Ella said big discount.
Big discount. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that actually. I wasn't even thinking about that, but you're right. What else?
Buying more also saves now later.
Didn't hear that. Sounded great. Something about later and
buying more. Buying now saves more later.
Yep, buying now does save more later. What else?
Safer.
Safer. Yeah, because it's stored in a block. Exactly. What about so you don't have to do dishes every time you're cooking?
Yeah.
We've all been there where you have like 1 fork left and you need it to like kind of cook and then use it to eat. It's obnoxious. So when you have a set of knives that do different jobs, one of the main things is that you have enough knives that you don't have to wash them after every, like, cut a tomato, wash it, cut an avocado, carve turkey, wash it, cut the cantaloupe. Like, not that people eat cantaloupe and turkey together, but you guys see what I'm saying. So it's so that you don't have to constantly be like washing the knives. Like you have a full set to do what you need to do. The first thing when it comes to sets is the Homemaker +8 set. Has anyone here sold a Homemaker +8 set yet?
Yes. Yes, about a little over half the people.
Cool. That was the first set my parents bought for me when I sold them Cutco, and I actually talked my dad out of an ultimate set. I have no idea why.
Talk to
Hey, Dad, you want to buy an ultimate set now? He's in town for Father's Day. He has an ultimate set now. But anyway, so I talked my dad out of an ultimate set because I was scared to sell him an ultimate set, which sounds crazy to me now because I sell ultimate sets all the time, and I'm like, whew, yeah, moving on. So the benefit of selling sets for you is that you make more money. You have happier customers because they're actually getting a complete set that they know what to use it for and that they can like accomplish a job. But also you're doing your customers a service by selling them a set. When you build something, when you hang a shelf, you drill something into the wall, you go over and get the 1 drill bit that you bought at Home Depot for that 1 size, not unless it's like a cement bit, right? It usually comes in like the whole package of drill bits. You get like the 1/4 inch and the 1/8 of an inch and the 1/16 of an inch. Does everyone know what I'm talking about? Like when you have like a drill and you have like all the screws and got some millennials staring at me like, lady, what are you talking about? So when you buy a drill set, it comes with like all these different drill bits and all these different like screwdriver things.
Yep, we got it.
It doesn't come individually for all those things. And if you did, it would cost more. It's the same concept. And nobody flinches when they have to buy a whole package of them just to drill in 1 screw. It's like totally normal. Same with Cutco knives. So the Homemaker +8 set is a great basic set. I don't call it the Homemaker +8. I call it the basic set because it is a basic set. 8 knives, 2 forks, 8 table knives. Big deal. A good way to sell the Homemaker basic set is to tie the knives together. So instead of presenting all the knives like, okay, so the paring knife is good by itself for tops of broccoli, banana, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just like listing off all the uses, tie your knives together. So the first way that I tie my knives together and make them relevant to each other versus competing against each other is the trimmer, the petite carver, and the carver are the small, medium, and large utility knives. I'll say it again for those of you that are taking notes. The small, medium, and large utility knives. So the small and then I never call it the trimmer ever again. The small utility knife is for lemons, limes, tomatoes, trimming the fat off of your chicken, apples, oranges. I mean, anything really in the house that you're going to use. Like you need a knife, Mrs. Jones, you're going to grab the trimmer. Now, you see how short this thing is? Right. And I hold up the petite carver. Petite carver is like the longer version of that. So that's for like cantaloupe, a small watermelon, carving a small, maybe a whole chicken or a small turkey or, any like big fat tomato, any medium-sized thing like a grapefruit that you're going to be cutting that's like too big for this guy, you're going to use the medium one. That's what they're there for. And then the carver is your large utility knife. So while it's beautiful enough for Thanksgiving, you can carve a turkey at the table, it's functional enough for everyday use. So that's good for a whole watermelon. That's good for, you know, if you're barbecuing a whole steak, anything like that. It's just your all-around large utility knife. So do you see now how the trimmer, the petite carver, and the carver are a team versus like competing against each other?
Love it.
Next one you're going to use is, you're going to talk about is the petite chef. So when you get to the petite chef, obviously cut a lot of food on your demo, right? Make sure that it's like really messy cutting board, food like piled up because you're cutting so much. As she's chopping through the celery or the carrot or whatever with the petite chef or the chef's knife, whatever comes in the homemaker automatically in your sample kit, she's going to fall in love with it. Or he's going to fall in love with it. They're going to fall in love with it. And then you're going to be like, isn't that nice? Cutco nod. Has Jay Brad taught you the Cutco nod yet?
Yes. Of course.
Of course. So you're like, oh, isn't that great? Isn't that nice? And they're like nodding their head. And then you're like, so I wish I had one. I'm going to pretend like this ruler. I'm sitting in my office. Sorry, guys. I'm going to pretend like this ruler is a petite chef. I always do this. I'm going to be like, isn't this nice? And I'm like, no. And I kind of like hold it up and I don't point it at them, but I kind of wag it at them. And I'm like, this is going to be your favorite knife in the kitchen. And you're going to want to use it on everything. But you can't. This knife is not for meat. If you use this knife on meat and bones like you really, really want to because it feels like it works on that, you're going to be disappointed because you're going to make it go dull really fast. And then you're going to call me and you're going to be like, Laura, you promised these knives stay sharp. I can't even cut a piece of celery because my chef's knife is so dull. And I'm going to ask you, did you use it on meat? Did you use it on glass? And you're going to say yes. And that's why. So because that is why we have our butcher knife. So your butcher knife is designed to protect your petite chef. Your butcher knife is designed to protect your petite chef or your chef's knife or your santoku, the straight edge in the set. This knife was designed for raw meat, getting through bone, anything tough like a squash. That's what your butcher knife is for. So these guys work together. So you need both of these. I rarely, and I even say this is exactly what I say to them. I say I rarely let someone buy a petite chef without a butcher knife because it comes in the sets together. So there's only 8 knives in the Homemaker Plus 8, you guys, and we've already talked about 5 of them. We've already made like 5 out of the 8 completely necessary and needed to work together. So the next one's the bread knife, and you're gonna sometimes hear people like, well, we don't eat bread. So that's why I call it the slicer. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's really great, you know, best kept secret. It's really great on watermelon because it's not pointy. It's also really great for the couple times a year when you have like a big birthday cake, or if you ever do bread at the table, or if you ever have people over and maybe you don't eat bread, but you do like a bread and dip type thing. Every set needs a bread knife. You will find uses for it. It's probably not going to be the knife that you use every single day, but you are going to use it. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot about the spreader. I was like, I'm missing one. Last one's the spreader. So you can use the spreader to get more referrals, but the spreader is used for so many more things than the manual tells you. First of all, it's good for scooping, stirring, spreading. But does anyone know you can use it on avocado?
Yeah.
Yes, it's good.
Good. So you can cut around the avocado, Mrs. Jones. You can scoop, stir, spread. It's great for lasagna, brownies, birthday parties, making baking cakes, all kinds of things like that. So it's a fantastic tool to have. Every family, every set needs a spreader. Mrs. Jones, almost all of our sets come with a spreader because it's that good. And then the paring knife is good for like tops, broccoli, the usual. Paring knife sells itself. Everyone knows why a paring knife is necessary. So that's your Homemaker Plus 8. Pretty basic, pretty easy. How do you sell a signature instead of a Homemaker Plus 8? What's a CPO and a Homemaker Plus 8?
If you give away 2 free gifts, it's $881.
Oh, dang, you guys have it easy. It was like 600 CPO when I sold residentially. And then I got my, J-Brad, this is the order or the price list that Deanna made for me when I still lived in Southern California, that has like all the points values on the side. I still use it every day. And then the signature set with steak knives is 2,600 CPO. What do you guys give away for free on that bad boy?
Usually we'll give away 3 things. Usually we'll give away shears and kitchen tools and an entertainer pack. 3 things. Yeah, I know we're
Dang, your customers get hooked up.
We're
I
generous.
don't even like to give peelers for free. You guys are nice. I'm just kidding. I love to give Cutco away for free. So the signature set is the easiest. If you sell the Homemaker set well enough, you guys, the signature set is the easiest thing to upgrade your customers to. You ready?
Yes.
Give us the nugget.
Cheese knife, petite santoku, hearty slicer, shears. Now you notice I did not talk about the shears with the Homemaker Plus 8. I know that I talked about it at the beginning of my demo when I cut the penny, but the shears were not mentioned in the Homemaker Plus 8 at all. That's because they don't come with the Homemaker Plus 8. I might give scissors away for free on a Homemaker Plus 8 to help close, but scissors don't come with the Homemaker Plus 8. They come with a signature, and that's a huge selling point. So you have hearty slicer, cheese knife, petite santoku, scissors. So what you want to do is you want to have them fall in love with the cheese knife, the hearty slicer, and the petite santoku. Now, the only way to get them to really do this properly, if you don't have it, that's okay. Talk about it till they like really, really, really want it. But you really should set a contest with your manager to win the cheese knife, the petite santoku, and the hearty slicer, because you're going to sell a lot more signature sets with that. It's also worth it just to buy it so that you can get these items. If you haven't done a demo with your parents yet, whatever they end up buying, just bonus a cheese knife on that order. So when your mom's knives come to her house, you can take the cheese knife out and it didn't actually cost you a lot of money. Pro tip.
Okay.
Anytime your parents order something, whatever you don't have in your sample kit, bonus it on the order. The easiest way to get Cutco for like cheap. Or if you want your parents to order more, be like, hey mom, I need you to order another grand worth of knives because I need $100 knife for free. No one's laughing.
We are. Yeah, they laugh.
I'm like, you guys, wake up. So signature set. First thing you do. So Mrs. Jones, I know that this set, this block, looks like it's the size of a microwave. This is actually Brandon Brown's line that I've been using for years. Looks like it's the size of a microwave. But let me pull out a piece of paper here for you. It's only the size of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So with my blue book, I usually just trace like whatever page we're on. Like it's only the size of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So it looks giant. It looks like it's going to take up your whole countertop. I can't stand that photo because it's not true. Like it's literally just the size of this 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So wherever the Homemaker Plus 8 was going to fit, you just scoot something to the left, and you scoot something to the right, and then your signature set block's going to fit right there. That's really important because a lot of people are protective over the real estate on their kitchen countertops. People hate clutter. They don't want another thing on their kitchen counter. I'm the same way. It took me 2 years to put the ultimate block on my counter. Should have done it years ago. It's amazing. But you really want to handle that objection before it comes up, because that's going to be a main objection. It's not going to be, I don't like the knives. It's not going to be, I can't afford it. It's going to be like, well, I don't have room for that on my kitchen counter. So you really need to handle that before it comes up, which is the piece of paper thing. It'll never, ever come up if you do it right with the piece of paper, because you can just look at them and be like, did we not go over this? I just told you it was the size of a piece of paper. What's your deal? Buy the knives. Let's go. I'm in a contest week, Mrs. Jones. I got 4 more appointments and I got 4 more signatures to sell. So sign on the dotted line. We got to go.
We're digging it.
I swear you guys will like one day be so confident you can say things like that and not feel like you're like selling to your clients. It's going to be okay. Everyone loves Cutco. Everyone needs more Cutco. I need more Cutco. Do you know I still don't know how have all the knives in my kitchen? I still need more Cutco, and I've been selling it for almost 9 years. So what you say about the knives is, all right, Mrs. Jones, back in 1949, they had this basic set right here. Nothing more, nothing less. This is like the original quintessential Cutco set. And then like 35 years later, they came out with this giant thing, and you point to the ultimate set. This thing's huge. I love this. Not everyone needs this, but this is, and we're going to talk about this set. This is our complete set, but it was like kind of this like small set, really large set. And it didn't really fit the majority of people's needs, like normal families like yours. So what we found is that people were buying the basic set, and then they were coming back and they were buying these 4 most customer requested pieces. The cheese knife, I'll say that again, 4 most customer requested pieces, or 5, I'm not very good at counting. The cheese knife, the petite santoku, the scissors, and the hearty slicer. And then they were shoving them in their drawers, or they were like snuggling them in their block, or they were like putting them on magnets, or whatever they were doing, and it was not working. It was not a functional thing because not all their knives were together. So even though the spacing's really different on this block, Mrs. Jones, all the signature set is, all it is just the basic set that we already talked about, the one that, I mean, everyone's at least getting that one because it has the minimum knives, with the 4 most customer requested pieces. And you save so much money by just doing the middle set, the signature set, versus like doing the homemaker set and then later having to buy another block, all that stuff. So this is why most of my customers get the signature set. It's still less than if you were to buy the homemaker and then like add those individual knives later. And then what's cool is that you have 3 different table knife choices. You have steakhouse style steak knives, which we're gonna test out all three, and you can figure out which ones you like. It doesn't matter which ones you stick in there; they all fit in there. Stainless steel table knives, you know, those table knives in the Homemaker Plus 8 set or the basic set. We have stainless version that you can stick in the signature set and the ultimate set or complete set, and then the normal table knives. So we're gonna actually play with the leather, and we're gonna do all three, and you can choose which ones you like. Now, there's room for 10 knives on the bottom of the signature. So if you wanted to do like 5 steakhouse style steak knives and 5 stainless steel table knives, you can also do that so that you have steak knives and table knives, whatever you want to do. We can totally, I mean, you could do 8 and 2 if you really wanted to, not a big deal. So you guys, by talking candidly with your customer about the options of what they can do, you get them thinking. All of a sudden it's not, am I going to buy this set? It's what version of the set am I going to buy? Another good question is, do you like the black or the white better?
White.
Do you like the cherry color block or do you like the honey color block? Do you think you would use the trimmer more or the petite carver in your kitchen? It creates ownership. It's like sense of ownership. So with the signature, you really want to talk about it like it's the family set. You really want to just be comfortable with the size of it. Does everyone have a piece of paper in front of them?
Yeah.
Almost.
Look how small it is. That's the signature set block. It's not a big deal. And then lastly, with the complete set, and this is the main point of my talk, and then I have a couple little extra nuggets for you. With the complete set, you want to talk about it like it's like the last set of knives you're ever going to buy. So Mrs. Jones, this is the last set of knives you're ever going to buy. If you buy this ultimate set, or if you guys decide on the ultimate set, I never want to hear you tell me you need another knife ever again. I'm just kidding. You can always call me for more knives. But you want to acknowledge the fact that, like, there's a lot of knives in this set. Don't be that person that's like, oh, I thought this set was small. They're going to be like, what planet do you live on, kid? Like, there's like 40 knives in there or something crazy like that, which I love. I have all of them. I have 3 spreaders in my house, you guys. I don't even eat bread. So I'm not saying those knives don't get used, but there are a lot of knives in that set. So you want to acknowledge that and be like, this is our complete set. If you end up ordering this set, Mrs. Jones, this one you end up going with, I never want to hear you buy another knife from me ever again, because there's like way more in here than you're ever going to get through in a lifetime. They're going to stay sharp forever. And she'll kind of look at you like, did you just tell me not to buy this set? Like, I'm just kidding. I'm just here to help you with your sets, and then whatever one you choose is great. So you go through, you talk about the salmon knife, talk about the cleaver, talk about the extra chopping knife. You also talk about the just the ones that are different from the signature. And they're the specialty knives. It's the 4-inch paring knife. So you really got to get good at knowing what those knives are for and sell them on those pieces. You're not going to sell her on the cheese knife. We're talking about the ultimate, because now you're just reselling her on the signature set. The people that buy ultimates, you guys, are going to buy them either way. I truly believe that if you do a good job selling Cutco, people can pick out their own set based on their own needs. If you go and educate them on what is in each set, they will take over the rest. People buy things all day, every day. They're very good at shopping. So if you empower them to shop, you will end up selling way more. Way more. Any questions before I move on how to build bigger orders? Like, not just sell big sets, but build bigger orders.
All right, let's see. Who's got a question for Laura? Nugget Delicious Pozzi. Yes, this is Grant Hurdle. Grant started a couple of weeks ago, just finished his fast start, and got his first promotion first weekend, and he has his hand. He's going to Berkeley in the fall.
Hey, Grant.
Grant.
Thanks for taking all those notes. I can tell you were paying attention. I love it.
So at what point do you ask the customer, like, would you like to place this order there?
Yeah, so I get that that's confusing because you guys have your manual, and it's like, what I did was just disrupt your manual. Sorry about that, Jay Brad. But I would say stick to your script as far as like asking for the close, but in how you explain the sets, I would, how much have you sold?
2,500.
Yeah, you're ready. You can deviate a little bit. I would explain the sets in the way that I showed you, in the same, like, whatever order you talk about them in your presentation, then I would stick with when you ask for the order at the same point. So I would talk about Homemaker, Signature, Ultimate. I know that conventional wisdom is like drop down, but I kind of like to build up because it's more exciting that way.
So what you're saying is you show the Homemaker, then you say, but a lot of people, you know, they had this great big set. They also had this basic set that everybody wants, the basic set.
Yeah.
But we came up with the medium set, and so you tell about those. Then you do the ultimate set, and then when you do the close, though, do you just say which of these 3 sets, which do you like better? Which would you like to me to put on, or?
Yeah, that's okay. So it's like, what is the closing question? Just be like, okay, so these are the 3 sets that we offer. Of the 3 sets that we talked about, which one do you feel like you would get the most use out of? This isn't an emotional buy. This isn't which one do you like more, which one makes you feel more comfortable, what price point do you like, none of that. Which one do you think you would get the most use out of? We have a 5 pay, so everyone can afford every Cutco set. It's not an issue.
Okay, so then they pick one, and then you do price comparison anymore, or do people just know it's gonna?
Okay, I get the question. Sorry. Yeah, you're still gonna do price comparison, and you got to nail that price comparison. I mean, J. Brad, on another day, I will come back on and I will do my price comparison for you guys if you want. It's the same one that's in the manual. It's not about the words, it's about the delivery, but it's the same order of how you do things. So I don't really want to like change the order of your manual, but you just want to present your sets, homemaker, signature, ultimate. Which one would you get the most use out of? I guess you would throw in the price comparison.
I think right there, right after they pick one. I think right after they pick one, you say, okay, great. Well,
No, because I think that the price comparison, they need to be like, holy mackerel, tell me how much these knives are. I want to know. I need to pick one before. So I would say present the sets, and then before you ask them that question, be like, okay, before we figure out which set works for you, I really want to talk to you about other knives that are out there. I really want to share with you the difference between Cutco and the other knives at the stores. And then you really sell them on the price comparison. And then you're like, okay, so I'm going to go over the pricing, and then you can pick out what set you like. That's how I did at the booth. Sorry, I needed a little refresher. It's small, medium, large set, price comparison, prices. Which one do you like? Which one do you want to buy?
Good help. Okay, good.
Did I just royally confuse you? I'm so sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. Listen, this is like out of the last 3 years I've been training people, this is our smartest summer so far. We got some Sharpies, okay? So
hey, I like smart summers.
Okay. Anybody else got a question before she talks? Yes.
I do.
Shane Storm's got a question.
What do you say about the Hardy Slicer? How do you sell that?
Oh, good question. The Hardy Slicer is your all-around barbecue knife. So this thing is good for steak, tri-tip, carne asada. It'll even go through semi-frozen chicken. We all get home at the end of the day and we forget to take the chicken out of the freezer. So throw the chicken in the sink, put some cold water over it. 15 minutes later, come back and you can actually cut the chicken into strips when it's semi-frozen and it'll defrost so much faster. It's also fantastic for getting anything tough like a squash. Personally, it's my favorite for those big beef steak tomatoes as well. They're just so thick, and the Hardy Slicer is just an amazing knife for that. So it's just your all-around like muscle of your set. Everyone needs a really tough, thick, good knife in the kitchen, and the Hardy Slicer is it.
Do you guys see just the confidence of the presentation? It's not like, what do you think of this? It's like, oh, this is what you need. You know, do you see the difference? It's like a kitchen consultant. And when you make the leap from, I'm a college kid trying to sell some knives, to I'm an expert, I'm a kitchen consultant, here's my recommendations for you. And that's what you guys see, people that knock out the millions of dollars of sales. You see that they made that jump. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. We're good. Good. Keep on rocking.
Okay, cool. All right. And I'll give you guys more chances for more questions at the end. Okay. Sets, tie them together, check and check. All right, confession time. Who here writes up the set, gets the signature, and books it out of the house before they can change their mind? I do that every day. I'm really bad at building orders. It's actually one of my goals for the last half of 2017 to sit with my customers longer and help build their orders, because I'm like, all right, peace, on to the next thing, on to the next appointment. I got to make my calls, but like, we're already sitting in front of a customer. Why are we not maximizing this opportunity? Why are we not maximizing this order? So who knows that we sell pots and pans?
Yep.
So you can flip to the cookware section of your blue book where they show the pots and pans and be like, all right, now we have your knives, and that's really exciting, but I just want to let you know that we sell pots and pans and we sell cookware too. And a lot of people don't realize the health benefits of this type of cookware. So I'm not going to go into how to sell cookware. That's a different talk, but familiarize yourself on the cookware and make yourself a promise to show every page in your blue book. You will sell more. Just show the pages. So you want to add on kitchen tools. You want to add on accessories, vegetable peelers, ice cream scoops. I know that people in your office talk about all those great items all the time, so I won't get into how to sell all those things, but make yourself a promise that you are going to show every page in your blue book every single time. Because the only reason you're not showing it is because you think your customers don't want to see the accessories. Have you ever seen a woman at Nordstrom having a really good day?
Yeah.
Does she buy one pair of shoes and then avoid every other department and go running out of Nordstrom because she just bought a pair of shoes? No. She maximizes her triple points day. She makes sure that she goes and has lunch in the middle of the day. She makes sure she sees every makeup counter, tries on every color, tries on every pair of shoes, picks up a cute little thing for her kid, her friend who just had a baby. You know, oh, that's right, I'm going to go to this party. I should probably get this shirt. I mean, if you do Nordstrom right, it takes you all day and you don't miss a rack, right? You're there the whole time. Oh, something else is coming up. Let me grab this for my husband. Let me grab this for my kids. I mean, it is a one-stop shop. Do you know you can buy strollers at Nordstrom? Like, that is what your blue book is. Don't be the rep that makes your customer just grab a pair of shoes and run out the door. Give your customer the opportunity to shop every department, because now they're excited. Now they've got these knives. Why would they want to stop shopping? It's on a 5-pay. They just committed to spending like $400 a month. You think that there's not an extra $50, $100 that, I mean, they're going to spend that money either way. Might as well do peelers and gifts and birthday gifts, wedding gifts. Wedding season's coming up, you guys. Actually, wedding season's here. So here, commit to showing every page in your blue book and commit to yourself to ask, do you know anyone getting married this summer? Do you already have a gift for them? Because what better wedding gift than something that's going to outlast the marriage? Cutco knife. We can even engrave it with the wedding date. You can engrave the Cutco knife with the wedding date and the people's name, and it'll arrive on time for the wedding. Amazing. All right, that's all I got. Any questions?
Okay, well, those were like rock solid nuggets of large proportion, and we liked it. Shannon's got a question.
Good.
Going back to building up to the signature and ultimate,
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've encountered where a couple of people had like really bad sticker shock from like just saying it, and I might have not built up the value enough, but they ended up going with a galley set because like this is what I think would be best for me. So like if you're building up the value of the two bigger sets, how do you end up dropping down for them if they feel like this is too much for me?
Right. So there's two big questions there, and I want to handle both of them. The first one is, if people aren't buying a signature set or an ultimate set or a homemaker set, most likely there's not enough value being built there. And that's okay, because it's hard to get to the point where you're comfortable talking about $2,000 like it's saving money. I totally get it. Get used to it as quick as possible. Your bank account will thank you. But usually it's because you're not building enough value. So if you kind of verbatim repeat what I said today, like, you don't even have to feel comfortable with it. Just say the words that I said and you'll build enough value. But second, if they're still buying a galley, good job for building enough value in a galley. Like, to them, a smaller set of knives is what they saw value in, but like that means that you're building value of galley size proportions and you're a new rep. So congratulations, because most people build vegetable peeler value when they're new. So I think that you're doing really well already. Like, think about it as like, I have gotten to the point where I can build value in a galley. Now I need to build value in homemaker, signature, and ultimate, and Cutco kitchen proportions. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's best. Great explanation. Good. So we're getting close to the time that we said we'd finish up. So one last question. Anybody? One last question? Let me unmute the people on their phones and see
They're
if they
probably like shouting into their computers.
I have a question. This is Paula.
Okay, Paul.
This is Paula.
Yeah, we got you. I just unmuted you.
Yeah, I just wanted to go over that order that you said, Laura, and I think that was my phone in my pocket making noise. Sorry, I'm getting training ready. So it's homemaker signature ultimate, the small, medium, large set, price comparison, then prices, then which one do you like? That's the order.
Which one do you think you get the most use out of? Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Because if you do the price comparison correctly, if you build enough value and then you build the price comparison correctly, someone's doing dishes.
Go, Paulo. He's getting ready for, he's a branch. He's running his first training seminar.
Oh, so fun and exciting. Good luck. But no, if you build value correctly and then you do your price comparison correctly, I used to always, like, when I did the fair a lot, be like, all right, how much do you think this set is? And people would think that the ultimate set was like $6,000. And I'm like, yes, it's only $2,000. So if you do it right, you're making Cutco sound way more expensive before you share the prices. Built value.
Okay, question over here for NJ. We'll give him one more.
Yeah.
So when you show them all the pages in the blue book after you close the deal on the knives, when you show them the pots and the pans and the flatware, do you do it right after they've given you the credit card and it's already written down, or is there like a way? Is there like a
That's a good point. So I have heard people do it many different ways. I just don't even pull out the order form until I'm through the blue book. I'm like, okay, great. Got you down for the signature set. Perfect. Before I write that up, I usually have like a pen and paper, pad of paper, or something just to make me look a little official.
Wish list or something.
Yeah, anything. I mean, it could be the back of sticky note, anything. You or the pen just makes it look a little bit more committal. And then I'd be like, all right, so now I'm just going to go through and I'm going to show you the accessories. Most people realize, like, once they upgrade their knives and they start looking like our vegetable peeler and our kitchen tools and even our table knives and flatware, they realize, like, it's kind of the same thing. Their stuff in the kitchen isn't really up to par to what they'd like it to be. So, I mean, the knives we already decided on, so, you don't really need to choose any more knives per se, but let's just flip through here and see what kitchen accessories you want to add, because you do get a discount on them because you're getting a set. So I'll have to call my manager, but just kind of shout them out as you see them. I'm just going to make a list, and then I'm going to call the manager and see what kind of discount I can get you on that bundle because you're already getting a set. So they're actually I'm not even going to tell you all the prices right away of those because I'm going to bundle them up for you.
Bundle. That's a key nugget word right there.
Bundle.
All right, good. Laura, hey, listen, thank you tremendously for your time in this morning. We appreciate it.
You got it.
Well, next time let me know next time you're down here. I'll let you know next time I'm up there, and we'll grab a glass of wine and
come down for Leah's wedding.
Oh, okay. I'll see you then. I'll see you at the wedding. Okay.
Okay,
Good.
is Paula coming?
Yep. Paula and I will both be there.
The Britons are going to Leah's wedding. It's officially official. It's gonna be fun.
Gonna be a party.
My sister's coming too. It'll be a blast.
Awesome. All right. Sounds
Bye.
good.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so long.
Have a good one.